And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rimes.
All right, welcome to the show. Thanks for spending some time with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Dr. Scott Anderson joining us in studio today. We're going to talk about the effects of some of these psychotic or these drugs that are being pushed by the FDA and other places, the cover up by the FDA. Also, the movie Prescription to Kill. We've got Kevin Sorbo coming on our show in about a week or so, and Prescription to Kill kind of outlines a lot of the research that Dr. Scott will be talking about today as well. SalemNow.com. You check out Salem Now for those great shows and more. Larry Elder has some great stuff on there. Dennis Prager, Charlie Kirk, and others. Also, Rob Schneider commenting on the violence at UC Berkeley. Going to touch on that and you know, the fascist, anti-fascist supposedly trying to shut down an event. And we've got Logan Briggs, also Gulf Shield Roofing, on the program today as well. One of our expert contributors. He's for all things roofing related. We want you talking to Logan Briggs on the Consumer Quarterback Show here, one of our panel expert contributors on the panel. And please go to consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors on our website, consumerqb.com. We want to invite you also to our next party. It's going to be a holiday party, Christmas party, and we're going to be over at Crown and Bull, Dave. Crown and Bull right there in Dunedin, 319 Main Street, Dunedin, Florida.
Yeah, absolutely. One of my favorite places to go, especially right in downtown Dunedin, right in the heart, right at 319 Main Street. It's going to be that Thursday, December 4th, right at 6:30 p.m. Someone said Santa Claus is going to be there, so make sure you come in with dressed into your festive outfits. Got a photo op. Light appetizers are going to be provided by the MVP team, of course, and Dion Falzone and his crew over there have fantastically taken care of us before, and ambiance is fantastic, so come on down, enjoy.
Yeah, and get your photo ops with Santa Claus. Santa Claus will be there, and you can. It's a great time to bring the kids, bring the grandkids, and get that photo op done with Santa Claus. Put it on your Christmas card, send it out to your family that may be up north and that you don't get to see as often as you'd like. So save the date. We'll see you there. Everybody's invited. That is a supporter and a listener of the show. We greatly appreciate you as well. All right, a couple of hot listings. As you know, we like to feature our real estate listings live on air. My wife Lindsay and I own a top-ranked real estate team, Keller Williams Realty, and we are the number one real estate company in the world, by the way. Keller Williams, nobody sells more real estate, closes more volume, or has more agents than Keller Williams Realty, number one in the world. But part of our show, we like to feature our listings. So let's run with 3308 Landing Place in Palm Harbor, Florida. Pinellas County, beautiful property. Unfortunately, back on the market. We were under contract, but the buyer financing fell through, which sometimes happens. As you know, in real estate, there's a lot of moving parts. You've got insurances, mortgages, title, things of that nature, of course. So 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor. This one's in Cobb's Landing. Back on the market. 3 bedrooms plus an office, 3.5 bath, 2-car garage, 3,000 plus square feet, over a third of an acre lot. Ground level master bedroom, private pool, outdoor entertainment area, private marina with boat slips, and a ramp onto Lake Tarpon where you can cruise your boat right on down to the Tarpon Turtle and enjoy a lunch or a dinner over there. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance there. Also, gated tennis and basketball courts. We've got open houses going on as well. 3308 Landing Place, Palm Harbor, Florida. Waterfront park, playground, scenic walking trails. Beautiful property. I love this home, and it's priced right. We've done a price reduction, and it is priced right. All right, we got another one, 7154 Shoreline Boulevard, Weeki Wachee. This is our property that is on the river. This one's on the Weeki Wachee River up there. You're close to the Gulf, so you can go right out into the bay. You have 3/4 of an acre, and this is a marina for sale. So Weeki Wachee Marina is listed for sale. You have an authorized Suzuki servicer on site there, so you can do your established motor repair business, boat repair, as well as income from John Boat, kayak, paddleboard rentals, and more. Check out the Weeki Wachee Marina. Might be perfect for a 1031 exchange with your commercial real estate business. We'd love to talk to you if you're buying, selling, investing, refinancing. Reach out to the show at our hotline, and you can see all of our contact info at consumerqb.com, online at consumerqb.com, and check out all of our real estate deals and search the MLS from our real estate website, platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, we're going to welcome in Dr. Scott Anderson now. Dr. Scott Anderson back in studio with us, coming off a successful golf tournament event and
the charity event. Yeah, thank you, everybody. I wanted to give a really good shout out to Will Smith Aviation. They were one of our major sponsors. And of course, Mike Murphy Auto Group. That's the new Genesis in Tampa off the corner of Bears and Nebraska Avenue. Go see them and get a wonderful car. And then we also have the Pinellas County Veterans Association, also a major contributor. They're beyond comparison when it comes to the advocacy of veterans in the community. So give them a look up and help support them in any way you can. They have tons of events. Get out there and meet and greet everybody. You'll meet tons of wonderful contacts. So a great organization to be part of, definitely. And thank you again. I really appreciate that.
Yeah. And the topic for today, Scott, we wanted to get into this because we just happened to be talking in the green room before the show about Salem Now, Prescription to Kill. I was introduced to Andrew Tebow, who did a documentary series.
Yeah.
It's 5 series with Kevin Sorbo, and it's a lot about the FDA and the link to these mass shootings and mass killings, because they always want to say shooting and involve the guns and ammo.
Right.
But you can kill a lot of people with a knife.
Semantics. Yeah. But it's the shootings. Listen, there is, again, we talk about it all the time, a mental health crisis in America. One of the things that I've been advocating for quite some time is advocating for educating people about the pharmaceutical companies and taking these type of what they call medicines. Now, I delineate the difference between medicine and drugs. And a lot of the psychopharm that is out there is not medicine. It doesn't cure, it doesn't fix, it doesn't resolve. It only masks the symptoms or suppresses them temporarily. So you have to understand first the delineation between those two. Second is, you look at 11.4% of U.S. adults are taking antidepressant medications currently.
Wow.
That's 35 million people, by the way. 19% of U.S. adults, that's about 1 in 5 people, have reported being depressed. That's like,
and I wonder what the numbers are from 20
depressed.
years ago, right? 30 years ago.
Oh, it was. I did the numbers in the 90s. Right? It was like 1 in 18.
Yeah,
it was insignificant number. It was a tiny percentage of what it is now. Now, with Big Pharma, it's a pill for every ill. It's the cure for everything, but it's not actually a cure. And we need to bring about informed consent, because a lot of the people selling the stuff aren't giving informed consent. And by the way, women should take special note. You're twice as likely to be on antidepressants as well as have depression. There's what is depression? I guess that's what we should probably define first, because it's a kind of a narrow, defining of it. I'm going to be very specific. It's a persistently depressed mood and a loss of interest in activities. Those are the two primary symptoms. So persistently depressed mood and a loss of interest in activities. But also in the DSM-5, you have to have 4 other symptoms, and it's 4 of these next ones that I'm going to put out there. The first one is changes in sleep. Appetite or weight. So one of those. You're also looking at feelings of worthlessness, like a loss of identity and self-worth, low self-esteem, excessive guilt, difficulty concentrating, thoughts of suicide. Symptoms are, and they must persist, the symptoms must persist longer than several weeks. Everybody gets depressed, Brandon. Everybody has situational depression. It's normal. It's healthy. You overcome it. You deal with it, and then it moves on. But if it's persistent for several weeks, and you have the 2 major symptoms plus some of the other ones, that needs to be looked into, because now we're talking about something that is going to be problematic. And here's the overall catch is it's going to impair activities of daily living, ADLs, or your ability to function properly. It's going to start to interfere with your life, your work, your relationships, your physical health.
Yeah.
So
And
that's the
that.
definition that would be in the Diagnostic Manual 5 for the DSM for a diagnosis of depression.
You know, and the FDA, they don't take a lot of responsibility. In this movie that I was referencing, Prescription to Kill, they what started this was Tebow's 2-year legal battle with the Food and Drug Administration under the Freedom of Information Act.
Yeah, to get a FOIA
which
request
uncovered
for
hundreds of previously withheld reports linking prescription medications to acts of homicide, including multiple school shootings. And he says scarcely a week passes without another headline about a mass shooting.
Sure.
And that's Robert Ellis, general manager of Salem Now. But I want to read this here because it says most Americans don't realize the FDA requires a homicidal ideation warning on dozens of commonly prescribed psychiatric drugs.
Psychotropic drugs, psychoactive.
Psychiatric,
So you're looking at SSRIs in particular, MOAI inhibitors, et cetera, those types of drugs, antidepressants, let's just say.
Yeah.
You're looking at, the symptoms. Here's the side effects. Believe it or not, this is one of the first side effects listed. Of course, it's in microprint and it's hidden, but it's depression. So one of the major side effects of antidepressants is depression. Gastrointestinal issues, you have those all the time, especially nausea, dry mouth, constipation. Those are the 3 most common. Then you have dizziness, headache, weight gain is a big issue for a lot of people, insomnia, and then sexual side effects, impotence, ED, those types of things.
And they can prescribe you something else for that?
Yeah, and that's, they do. They have anti-side effectal drugs as well.
Or
of
the
course,
other
they're going to
that,
sell you everything.
The other one that helps you.
The most serious side effects, these are the ones they cover up and they suppress. You can't Google this stuff. You have to actually know where to look.
Yep.
The most serious side effects are serotonin syndrome. That's where an excess of serotonin builds up. It's a neurochemical in your body that helps regulate the brain. And you're talking about anything from panic to aggression to psychosis.
Yeah, I'm going to go kill somebody.
Well,
or I'm
that's
kill
the
myself.
other side effects, believe it or not, are suicidal thoughts and ideations. And here's the big one, homicidal ideations.
Yep.
Those are all side effects. And even though they're rare, even if it's in 10 or 13% of the people, those are the people going out there committing that stuff. So I don't, and this isn't supposed to be informed consent. When's the last time your doctor sat down and talked to you about these particular side effects and how prevalent they are?
Yeah.
It doesn't happen.
Yep.
Because they know there's no consequences for
it.
it.
And they probably get paid a little kickback.
Well, of course,
or
they're
dinners
protected
from
by
the
Big
different
Pharma.
reps. Yeah,
and that's the problem with all this mess is they are. Now, here's the good thing is, what's the efficacy of this? You say, well, but Scott, they do their job and they work and they help people with depression, saves lives. But that's actually not true. Dr. Irving Kirsch with the Harvard Medical School accidentally stumbled onto what they call the placebo effect.
Yeah, exactly.
In this, and it was on 60 Minutes a while back. I suggest everybody go look and watch that. It's fantastic. But it basically says the efficacy of most SSRIs or antidepressants for mild to moderate depression is non-existent.
Yeah.
That it's the placebo effect that's actually helpful, not the actual medications or the drugs.
And they keep, what these companies do is they keep doing the clinical research until they can flip the results to show.
Well, yeah, listen, clinical studies can be so easily manipulated. Statistics are there for manipulation in particular.
Yeah.
So the big pharma is so corrupt. They've been caught so many times doctoring up these studies and so on and paying people to say things. Look at the COVID COVID mess, that debacle, pushing that dangerous mRNA, gene altering substance, and they had paid all these people with these false reports, and they covered up the studies, and it's a joke.
They paid hospitals a lot of money
exactly.
too, if it was a
they
COVID
were incentivized to put this on there. So again, a big money grab with false information out there. They suppressed stuff and went after people who brought common sense into the picture.
We got to take a quick break, but we're talking with Dr. Scott Anderson here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We're talking about the mental health crisis in America, also the drug crisis. You know, are these where should the responsibility lie? When should the FDA be held accountable? And we'll talk. If you check out that movie Prescription to Kill, Salem Now, this will answer a lot of your questions. Also coming up, I got a clip from Rob Schneider I want to play about the violence at UC Berkeley. Also resurrecting an old Charlie Kirk tweet that talks about restoring the social compact, why we're having a lot of these housing issues, problems with affordability, and it's linked to the H-1B visa scam and others. So stay with us. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Lieutenant Governor Jay Collins. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my good friend Brandon Rimes. Stay tuned.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Did you know that we buy houses cash? We can close quickly for a all-cash offer on your real estate properties, residential, commercial, even vacant land. We'll buy your property cash. No cleaning, no showings, and no hassles. You can even possibly stay in your home post-closing. Call Brandon at 813-917-1894. Submit the email at consumerqb.com or call 813-917-1894. consumerqb.com. We buy houses cash and fast. Attention business owners, did you know we have 100% financing options available? Our no money down program offers 100% financing for business owners. If you are currently leasing your commercial space, you can purchase real estate for no money down. Additionally, the program offers money for working capital, equipment, and business fixtures. You can even pay off current business debt. Reach out at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. And that is our 100% financing, no money down program for business owners. We would love to help you buying, selling, or investing in real estate. 813-917-1894. BRimes at kw.com. A.R.C. Creole Smokehouse, the official Pinellas County restaurant partner of the Consumer Quarterback Show. Say hello to Doug Clark, chef and owner Doug Clark, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. A.R.C. Creole Smokehouse, 310 East Tarpon Avenue, Tarpon Springs, ourscreole.com. Excellent food, wonderful ambiance. Say hello to our friend Doug Clark. If you're facing an insurance claim, don't just trust the insurance company to have your best interests at heart. This is Brandon Rimes, Consumer Quarterback Show. Reach out to rightwaypa.com, our friend Derek Coble at rightwaypa.com. Looking to level up your sales game? With 20 plus years of coaching experience spanning across several industries, Lindsay Rimes helps everyone from entry-level reps to seasoned business owners boost sales, improve work-life balance, and retain top talent with customized options catered to personal, group, or corporate settings. Brandon and Lindsay Rimes offer training on negotiation strategy, business development, and more. Let's grow your business together. Call 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Submit an email at consumerqb.com.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, powered by the Platinum MVP team. A couple of hot listings. We'll jump right back into this conversation with Dr. Scott Anderson about the mental health crisis in America. Also, shout out to Salem Now. Check out the movie Prescription to Kill, or docuseries, that is, Prescription to Kill by Kevin Sorbo. He's going to be on our show coming up in a week or so. A couple of hot listings. 5026 Mueller's Lane, Safety Harbor, vacant land. Buy some dirt. This is 3/4 of an acre in the heart of downtown Safety Harbor. 5026 Mueller's Lane, Safety Harbor. You're close walking distance to the Intercoastal Waterway, 9 miles to Honeymoon Island. Buy some dirt, build a home, and build that family, grow that legacy, and build up some equity there also in Pinellas County. 12948 Twin Bridges Drive, Riverview, Florida. Beautiful single-family home. One of my favorite listings right now. This one's 4-bedroom, 4-bath, 3-car garage. 3,235 square feet, quarter-acre lot. Triple Creek community has beautiful swimming pools, multiple pools, splash pad, clubhouses, fitness centers, playground, tennis, and basketball courts. Now, this home is gorgeous on the interior as well. Check out that beautiful kitchen. You got the lighter color kitchen cabinetry, beautiful flooring throughout. Awesome covered lanai there in the back as well, screened-in lanai. Great opportunity to buy real estate. Check out 12948 Twin Bridges Drive, Riverview, Florida. And you can see all of our listings online and search the MLS at PlatinumMVPTeam.kw.com. You can see all of our radio, TV show expert contributors at ConsumerQB.com.
This is God's country.
All right, we got Dr. Scott Anderson in studio with us, and we are talking about the mental health crisis in America. And, you know, some of the things we're talking about during the break is, you know, the different drugs that you see, the different classifications. And what was that other one?
Psychopharmacological drugs.
Yep.
So, but anything from like antidepressants, opiates, benzodiazepines is what you were referring to. One of the shooters was on that.
Yep.
And what people fail to mention is a lot of these drugs have many side effects that over time, even short periods of time, end up being way worse than what it is they're trying to treat.
Exactly.
I gave you the example of the SSRIs, the antidepressants. One of the major symptoms is depression, anxiety, sleep disorder, sexual impotence, those types of things. You know, so and again, look up the study for Dr. Irving Kirsch, what brilliant psychologist, Harvard Medical School. He did, it's called the placebo effect. It was on 60 Minutes. Go look that up and listen to that. It talks about the efficacy of these drugs, and they're really not effective.
Right.
The only efficacy that we saw in the studies and that I've read as well is for people that are severely depressed. Then the antidepressants seem to have a greater effect on them. But for mild to moderate to normal depression, nothing. It's a placebo effect primarily.
Yeah.
And here's these people are suffering with all these side effects.
Right. And anxiety, too. It's like, okay,
of course, that's
so you're
one of the side
depressed
effects.
or you have anxiety. Well, you know, what's the root cause of that? Maybe you don't have a great family life. Maybe you need to get into a church. Maybe you need to go to a Bible study. Maybe you need to get out and go for long walks and enjoy the outdoors.
And that's what posed the question. How do we fix it? One is deal with what's causing it. You weren't born with depression.
Exactly.
It's acquired. It's acquired because you don't have good coping skills, meaning you don't know how to deal with things that life throws your way, and that's the job of life is to throw conflicts your way. So you better learn how to cope and deal with that.
Yes.
And you do that by being able to confront the situation, be able to critically think through it, use support, which is family. It could be church, it could be friends, family. And then you also, listen, one of the biggest ways to help regulate the chemistry in your brain, to make you stable, is get active, move around, exercise. Endorphins and regulation of serotonin, which controls the regulation of the homeostatic system in your brain. Exercise, physical exertion, be productive in something. You got to have a sense of identity, of purpose, and self-esteem. All comes from working towards something, to have a purpose in life. And if you're sitting around playing video games, smoking weed, doing nothing all day, you're going to have depression and anxiety. I'm sorry, but you have to have activities and be engaged in life productively.
Yeah.
And
Alcohol
then most
is
of
another
that,
depressant.
so you have to watch what you eat too, because processed foods, drinking alcohol, energy drink, of course that all contributes.
A.R.C. of TampaBay.com. Check out Dr. Scott Anderson, A.R.C. of TampaBay.com. Dr. Scott, thanks for coming in, man.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate
Get the
you.
word out.
All right. Coming up, Logan Briggs, Gulf Shield Roofing on the program. Also, USF gets approval for $750 million mixed-use development. And we'll go over that as well coming up. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, this is Grant Cardone, and you're listening to Consumer Quarterback Show, hosted by my friend Brandon Rimes. Do not touch that dial. I'll come right to the radio and grab your throat.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, welcome back. Brandon Rimes here, Consumer Quarterback Show. We're powered by the Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. Buying, selling, refinancing, and commercial, residential, all types of land. We can help you buy, sell, invest. We'd love to talk to you. Logan Briggs joining us in studio here. Gulf Shield Roofing in the house. We're going to talk about financing options that are available. Metal roofing becoming more and more popular. Also, insurance companies are sending out letters, and we'll talk about that and kind of see what the implications there. Also, big news: USF unveiled new renderings for a $750 million mixed-use development there in the Fletcher district. So we'll see what happens there. That'll be interesting to see. Also, Charlie Kirk also talked a lot about the social compact breaking down in America, dealing with mass deportations underway. We got to stop the H-1B visa scam that a lot of the tech companies are using to import folks into the country when we should be hiring Americans. Dramatically reduce the legal immigration as well. So cut that out. We'll dive into some of those topics and more coming up here on the show. But also a couple of hot listings here. We'd like to feature our real estate listings, and we'll touch on this one here at 9914 Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. $1 million listing. I love this property. It's on the water. You have access to the Gulf. You have a private covered dock, 12,000-pound boat lift, 1,000-pound jet ski lift. $1 million listing from the Platinum MVP team. You got waterfront property here, 3-bedroom, 3-bath, 1922 square feet, elevated stilt home that sits at the end of a quiet street on a large waterfront lot. Beautiful property, 3-car garage there. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Access to the water, that's huge for the boaters, the fishermen. Also have a 50-year galvanized standing seam metal roof. What does that mean? Standing seam metal roof, Logan. What does that mean?
Yeah,
so it has the ridges in it?
No, so it's going to have the ribs that go vertically, like kind of north and south on the slopes.
Yep.
But there's no exposed fasteners, right? So without exposed fasteners, there's literally no maintenance in the future with that roof. That roof should last 50 to 75 years.
Wow.
No problems.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, the only thing that'll affect that roof is rust and corrosion.
Yep.
That's it. Besides that, it's staying there forever.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. So that's a big plus.
Huge.
Hurricane shutters, professional landscape, also custom exterior lighting. 9914 Ala Vista Drive, Gibsonton, Florida. Another one of our hot real estate listings. Check out 12941 Wildflower Meadow Drive in Riverview. Another beautiful listing right here in Tampa Bay. This one is a 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath, 2-car garage, 2949 square feet, located in Triple Creek, which is a vibrant Riverview community with 990 acres of planned development. You're adjacent to Triple Creek Nature Preserve as well, 1,200-acre preserve. This is owned by a former chef, and the stylish kitchen has stainless steel appliances, sleek granite countertops, plenty of space to entertain guests. Hurricane shutters are included as well. Check out 12941 Wildflower Meadow Drive, large home in Riverview. Great opportunity to buy real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. Now, you can search the MLS, see our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. You can see all of our radio, TV show expert contributors and previous shows at consumerqb.com.
And yeah, I'm racing my class to those saving our ass overseas.
That's right. Yeah. Shout out to all of our veterans this Veterans Day week and month. We greatly appreciate everybody out there fighting for our country. And welcome back in, Logan Briggs.
Hey, Brandon, how are you? It's great to be here. Great to be in studio.
Yeah, man. Absolutely good to have you. And there's a lot going on in the real estate space, mortgage space. You know, there's a shortage of homes, it seems. There's a challenge with inventory. You know, and then also the financing side, it really hurts. I think a lot of buyers that want to get that particular payment they're looking for, the affordability there. What are you seeing in your industry?
Yeah, I mean, just kind of go off what you just said about with like a real estate market. You know, a lot of homeowners might be selling their home, and their roof might be 15, 20 years old. At that point, you're going to have to get a new roof, right? During your 4-point inspection from the buyer, your roof is going to most likely fail if it's 15 to 20 years old, and then at that point you've got to get a roof as the seller in order to close on that deal. And we have set some really great financing options that can help homeowners get that roof put on with no money out of pocket, and then as soon as they close, then they can pay off their loan, and it's like it never happened. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, because if you go into a sale transaction, you're going to have challenges a lot of times also with the insurance company sending out letters, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So the insurance company won't give that new buyer of the home insurance, right? And nobody wants to buy a brand new home and then not have homeowners coverage on it, right? So it's a really great program in the sense of you can, as the seller, you can get the financing. You can have the roof put on. You don't have any payments, any interest for a year. Then 6 months later or a month later or 15 days later, you at your closing, then you can pay off the loan completely, and it's like it never happened. It's absolutely phenomenal. Realtors love it. Buyers, sellers, everybody's really, really enjoying that kind of financing.
Yeah, that's a great solution, man. Get that out, get that out there. And you talk about metal roofing. It seems to be making a comeback now.
Oh, metal roofing. You know, anytime after a major storming event, you're always going to get a lot of requests for metal. Now, metal is an investment grade roofing system, right? So if your shingle roof's $15,000 to $20,000, you can kind of almost bet that your metal roof's going to be $30,000 to $40,000, right? So it's not the right roofing system for everybody. So if you're planning on staying in your home for a long term, then it's a great option, right? Because in order to really get that investment of paying more for that roof, you really have to be staying there, right? You don't want to be selling the home in 2 years. You don't want to be flipping the home. You know, it's the right buyer or the right homeowner that'll be the right system for them.
Yeah, because I've had shingles flying off my roof. You've helped me
yes, I have.
With that, but it's like a no-name storm, just a thunderstorm during the middle of summer. And I come home and I have shingles on the ground. But, so that's the disadvantage of shingles in a sense. Sometimes you got to replace them and kind of deal with that. The metal roofs are great. They're expensive, though. Yeah. But, like you said, and I love to see them when I get a new listing and it's a metal roof. Yeah. I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. I love these. And a lot of people like that sound of a metal roof, right?
Yeah. So it's like a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to be so loud in my house. It's not going to be any more loud than like a shingle roof, right? Now, if you're in your garage and there's no insulation or there's no drywall and you can see the rafters and then there's a metal roof, that's going to be a little louder. Yeah. But for the most part, it's going to be a very nice calming sound, like almost like those noise machines you have as a kid. My daughters use them. So it's almost very similar to that sound.
Yeah, that's awesome. Logan Briggs here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. He's our roofing expert contributor, Gulf Shield Roofing. Also, I want to talk about this USF deal. Unveils a new renderings for its Fletcher District, $750 million mixed-use development featuring housing, retail, research facilities near future on-campus stadium. The Florida Board of Governors approved the project with groundbreaking set for 2026 and completion by fall of 2028. So, that'll be interesting to see what an injection into the economy, and be nice to get some of those roofs over there.
Yeah, absolutely. Love to put a roof on that stadium, right? I miss the tropical, where the Rays play, the Trop, could have put a roof on that. But no, so with that, is that like for the football stadium or is that just
it's all around it, yes.
Okay, so they are getting a football stadium there, right?
They
are,
they'll
stop playing at Ray J?
Yep.
Wow.
That's coming up. Yeah.
That's got to be good for recruiting, right?
Yeah, they want it on school campus. And by the way, USF, number 12 right now.
I saw that.
Pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
So they could make it to the bowl series, and who knows, maybe you upset a team like Georgia, and then your next you're playing for a big game. So we'll see.
No.
You got to win out, though.
I'm a University of Cincinnati Bearcat alum, right?
Okay.
So we played USF a lot.
Yeah.
But I was always when we would come down for the games when I lived in Cincinnati, it was always at the Ray J. I was like, where's the campus? Yep. So as a recruiter and, from the standpoint of like scouts, like having that stadium brand new on campus is going to be huge for them.
Yeah, kind of like what Orlando did, UCF.
Exactly.
I wanted to get to a couple of things happening right now. Charlie Kirk put out this one of his last tweets, but it's talking about the number of 30-year-olds that are married and home ownership. And that, if you look at the graph, you can just imagine, from the 80s to current, it's just gone consistently down.
Oh, yeah.
So buying a home, building a family and a legacy is such a key element of the American dream and building prosperity, building wealth, just having the morals and values instilled in that home, that nuclear family.
Absolutely.
But there's 6 bullet points that he put here that he says, talking about the social compact and how you break it down. And we need urgency to restore it. Number one, mass deportations. We got to get them out of here. I'm so upset with this judge. There's a judge that said 600 of those folks in Illinois, they have to return them.
Yeah, I saw
arrested.
that.
That's so ridiculous. They need to impeach these judges, get them off the bench.
No, it shouldn't be surprised from Illinois acting like
Yeah,
that.
right.
Such a blue state.
It's ridiculous, man. Stop the H-1B visa scam. So a lot of times what they're doing, these tech companies are bringing in people from overseas, India primarily, paying them less money, rather than hiring college graduates. United States, American college graduates. By the way, 58% of college graduates within the first year are unemployed. But yeah, thanks for putting that up. So we've got this on our screen here. If you're looking at our show YouTube channel, by the way, we're almost to 1 million views on our YouTube channel. So please like, share, and subscribe. Mass deportation stops the H-1B visa scam. Dramatically reduce legal immigration. That's right, legal immigration. Let's take care of our own first. Think about our homeless veterans. You think about the folks in our country that have recently graduated. And I'm talking about with the real degrees, not the basket weaving and the feminine studies and all that kind of
French
stuff.
literature.
Yeah, French literature.
Yeah, like, what?
Yeah. Underwater basket weaving.
That, right?
In-chain migration and the visa lottery. Build 10 million homes for Americans and crush the college cartel. I mean, just like this stuff happening out in UC Berkeley. I mean, did you see that? Any of the video? I mean, it was violence outside of the UC Berkeley Turning Point event.
I saw
that. And Rob
Schneider.
Schneider, I got a clip from him. I want to play a clip from the great actor, comedian Rob Schneider.
And then they're yelling and intimidating and fighting and violence and tear gas. And inside you have people talking about how much they love America, family, God, and how much they love freedom of speech. And they are the anti-fascists calling us fascists. And I would just say to your listeners, I think we all know who the real fascists are. Fascists are the ones that stop conversation, that don't want dialogue, that are using, violence to suppress other people's liberties. That's
the fascists, right? The fascists are the ones that shoot people. The fascists are the ones that try to stop them from having their conversations, and that's what you see. So I hope they pull the college funding. Number 6 on the list was crush the college cartel. We got to pull the funding. I mean, these schools are getting millions and millions and billions sometimes from the federal government. So why should we as taxpayers pay for the youth to be indoctrinated with all of this garbage, this leftist garbage?
Yeah, what's so interesting, too, because you see like those before and after, like, hey, I let my daughter go to Columbia, and then she comes back, depressed. She's on, medication, no job. It's like, what is
purple hair jihadis?
That's not why you go to Columbia, right? You go there to get a high education, but no, it's like they go there to get radicalized. It's like, what are these campuses? It's really, it's frightening. I got 3 daughters, and the last thing I want to do is send them to college at this point.
I know, and that's
pick up a hammer, girls. Let's go build some roofs.
Trade school.
You don't need textbooks. Let's go get a hammer.
Well, that's an interesting point too, because there is a fear there for a lot of conservative dads and conservative families and households. And then there's options. There's some really good schools, like Hillsdale College was one of the big ones that Charlie talked about. New College right here in Sarasota, doing a lot of good things. They actually are offering. DeSantis put a tweet out a while back that it was something to the effect of with the debate programs. They have debate now in these schools where the Charlie Kirk Award is going to be the prize, the grand prize, a $50,000 grand prize named the Charlie Kirk Award. But there's options like that. But I had those same fears as well with my daughter going to school and thank God she's got a good head on her shoulders. She understands the arguments. But for those families that don't have those kitchen table conversations, they don't take their children to school, they're kind of on their own, they're kind of loners in the first place. Those are the ones that fall victim to that type of indoctrination.
That's scary. It's frightening.
isn't it? It's almost like your number one fear, right?
Yeah, I'm like, what are we doing? Like when I went to school, yeah, we might have partied too much, you know?
Right, yeah, exactly.
And you learn some life lessons there, but I mean, this is like, they were literally radicalizing some students, and it's like, this is absolutely
And then they come home hating their parents because they taught them a certain way.
Yeah.
And the school has these feminist or radical ideas about certain things. They of course, the oppression, the imperialists, they lie about the founding of our country. They lie about slavery. We're actually the ones that got rid of slavery, in case you want to know the truth.
Yep.
So, that's the importance of teaching kids at home and, having that family meal and just having those conversations and, teaching them the right way.
And that's the thing. Like, that's why we see, like, like you know this as a realtor, like the average new home buyer is 38 years old.
Yeah. I mean, the new home, it's close to 40, I believe.
It should be 28. It should be 25.
Yeah.
It should not be almost 40 years old.
That's right.
By then, we want you to have kids. We want you to have married. You should be 10 years into it by then. You know, and they're just buying their first home. I mean, that just doesn't seem right to me.
Yeah, because when you have kids, you find out, you learn, number one, it's not all about me.
No,
right?
No,
it's like, hey, I got other priorities I got to take care of. You're not doing much if that baby's crying, or you shouldn't be.
Yeah.
And so it kind of reorganizes your mindset. And one of the commandments, I think it's number 5, is you got to honor thy parents, because if you can't honor your earthly parents, you're never going to honor your heavenly Father.
Yeah, your heavenly Father, and amen to that.
So let's take a quick break. Right back, more with Logan Briggs, GulfShieldRoofing.com. Check him out online, GulfShieldRoofing.com. Bookmark that website. At some point, you may need a roof in your near future, a family, a friend, somebody in there. Reach out to the show. We'll put you in touch with Logan. By the way, you can see all of our expert contributors at ConsumerQB.com. There's links to all their information, their phone numbers, their websites there. Previous shows as well are organized into playlist on our YouTube channel. About to hit 1 million views on there, so please support us. Greatly appreciate everybody supporting the show. We've had an uptick in calls lately on the Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rimes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. Tired of long lines at the airport? Check out Tampa Bay's premier private jet source. I'm Brandon Rimes for Will Smith Aviation. Aircraft management, acquisition, and sales, luxury jet escapes, and packages. Check them out online, WillSmithAviation.com. That's WillSmithAviation.com. Or call the show. I'll put you right in touch directly with Captain Will Smith. AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com for all of your non-woke, American-made products. American values, Christian, conservative American values. Say hello to my business partner, Jim McCune at AmericaFirstPatriotStore.com. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Say hello to Shane Socash, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, 4009 Central Avenue, St. Petersburg. Online at David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com for all of your precious metals and jewelry design. David Reynolds Jewelry and Coin.com. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for Jason Coble, owner of Coble Law. Coble Law has been handling injury cases in Tampa for the past 14 years and has a specialized approach focused on limiting client cost and maximizing client profit. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. TampaWorkCompLaw.com. Jason Coble, longtime friend of the Consumer Quarterback Show, personal injury law, and work comp law. Hey, Brandon Rimes here for our friends at TargetSurveying.net for all of your surveying needs. Land surveying firm providing services for real estate since 1992, and they are statewide. Check them out online, TargetSurveying.net. That's TargetSurveying.net. Selling commercial, vacant land, or residential properties? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rimes. You can reach me at 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. Online at ConsumerQB.com. That's ConsumerQB, like quarterback.com. Buying, selling, investing, or refinancing? We would love to talk to you. Thank you so much and have a blessed day. You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. online at consumerqb.com.
Shout out to Lee's Royal Services, longtime friend of the show, leesroyalservices.com. Check them out online, leesroyalservices.com. Home and office cleaning as well. All right, a couple of hot listings here. 3314 Fernleaf Drive, Hernando Beach. Fernleaf Drive, Hernando Beach. Another one of our listings. This is vacant land. By the way, we sell vacant land, residential, commercial properties. We sell businesses. So if you're thinking about selling, we'd love to talk to you, interview with you, and share with you our unique and innovative strategy. 3314 Fernleaf Drive, Hernando Beach. You have waterfront property for sale in Hernando Beach, access to the Gulf. This lot is 82 by 100 feet. You have public water there already. You have the freedom options to rent short term once you build a house. Seawall in place, about 80 feet along with the seawall there. Permanent dock that can accommodate 2 boats. Great opportunity to buy real estate. Buy and build that dream home. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. All right, Logan Briggs in the house, and we're talking about roofing in Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast of Florida, gulfshieldroofing.com. Timing is right. Right now, timing seems to be pretty good for your industry.
Yeah, right now, I mean, we got plenty of supplies. We got plenty of labor. It's a great time, right? We're not in rainy season anymore. Look, it's cooling down. Yeah. I got happy guys up there. They're whistling. They're having fun. You know, it's not like the heat that we have in the summer. So it's a great time to get a roof. And if you're in the market, too, like a lot of people are just stop and don't want to really call out a roofer because they're afraid of some pushy sales tactics. They're going to get pressured. Husband and wife have to be there. 3-hour-long presentation about my roof. A lot of people don't want to sit through that. So we understand that. Even if you do get an estimate from us, our estimates are like 30 to 45 minutes max. Yep. And we got things to do. Our homeowners have things to do. Like, that's not how we roll. Yep. But we also have an instant estimator tool on our website. Yeah. So homeowners can literally go in there, put in their address, and within like 3 to 5 seconds, they'll have an estimate for their home. Yeah. So that can give them a good idea, but also start budgeting, right? Roofing is expensive. Every year it gets more expensive. It's a great tool to use to really get an idea of the ballpark of what it's going to cost.
Yeah, I love that. And, you know, when you think about the home ownership and what's happening in the market right now, I want to talk about some of the latest stats. I've got an email from Keller Williams Corporate, one of our masterminds. New listings are up 20.6% year over year. So there's more inventory coming on the market. Available inventory is plus 21% year over year. So again, more number of listings that you have, more inventory available. Pending and under contract, plus 11.6%. Year over year. So we're up almost 12% year over year. That's good. More properties are going under contract. So hopefully we're sliding out of this somewhat soft market. Closed sales plus 18% year over year. Again, so 18% more sales this year than last year. That's good news. Months supply of inventory, 3.9% months supply. That equals the seller's market. So we're still on that seller's market side of the equation. Median price in Tampa Bay, we are at $410,000. Now, that number actually went down 2.4% year over year because you're also seeing a record number of price reductions. Okay, 59% of closings had a price reduction. So people are starting off at X number, and they're having to reduce the price before they get to the closing table. Wow. They're also offering seller concessions. So this is what I say when it comes to negotiations. It's a good time to make offers. You get out there and you say, hey, give me some concessions. I got to put a new roof on, those types of things. Or maybe you can help pay some of my closing costs. We're seeing that. And then here's another kind of a glaring stat. Median sales price to list price ratio is 93.8%. So 94% of the original asking price is what most closings are taking home. They're taking home about 94% of what they asked for. And the price reductions, again, are about 60% of the listings have a price reduction. That's why it's so important, it's so paramount to price your property correctly in the beginning, so you'll attract the most amount of activity when the days on market are lower than 6 months later.
Yeah, that's fantastic data. I mean, that's where you got to look, right? I mean, we can all, like, if you ask some realtors, they're going to tell you, no, the market's terrible. Don't do it. Don't buy it. Oh, rates are too high. But with that data, you're telling me it's a great time to be in the market. Yeah. Right? You're seeing a lot of positive data year over year. And when you start to see that means the market's going to start to shift.
Yep.
I think we're going to get a new Fed chairman. Right?
Yep.
So that's going to hopefully, reduce rates a little bit for everybody.
That's right.
Get those mortgage rates a little bit more competitive.
Yep.
Maybe not the 2 to 3% that we saw
right.
a couple years ago, but let's get in the 4s and 5s.
There's been a lot of talk about assumable mortgages too, trying to make more properties assumable. That could be interesting to see.
Yep, I've heard a little bit about that. Is that a pretty complicated process?
Well, yeah, if they write them into the deal, but I don't see the Mortgage Bankers Association, the banks, going along with that. They want to write new loans so they can get paid.
New closing costs, new start
there
that loan over again.
There you go.
Heavy interest.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But property taxes in the state of Florida. DeSantis, Jay Collins, they're working on it.
Praying every night
so that'll be great. Insurances are coming down.
Yep.
We saw Progressive give $1 billion back to their policyholders.
Yeah, the
Logan
rates
Briggs,
are definitely coming down. Check that out.
Yep.
And then also keep in mind, too, they're still sending out those nasty grams. So if your roof's over 15 years old, you got to start budgeting. It's
Get a
time.
quote.
Yep.
Get a quote. GulfShieldRoofing.com. Logan Briggs, GulfShieldRoofing.com. Thanks for coming in, man.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Brandon.
All right. Appreciate it. Dr. Scott Anderson on the front end and Logan Briggs here. Gulf Shield Roofing. Check him out online. Get a quote from him. Support the local economy by supporting the Consumer Quarterback Show and all of our expert contributors. We greatly appreciate everybody that's buying, selling, investing with us, refinancing, working with our show partners. Greatly appreciated. 80 different categories on our website at consumerqb.com. You can see links there to all of our expert contributors. And please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. Do something kind for one another. Be a force for good. And we'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rimes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rimes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for The Consumer Quarterback Show.